I awoke to the sounds of Lily's gentle snores as they drifted across the bedroom loft. She was still fast asleep and I needed to keep it that way, or suffer the consequences. Creaky floorboards meant that the simple act of getting dressed will require a little ingenuity. Morning, Dougal. My trousers were just out of reach. My boots were nearby, but I needed to put on my trousers first. This wasn't my first rodeo. Hey, Dougal, give me that stick, boy. If I was to get that stick from Dougal, I had to time it just right. Yoink! Huh? Ugh. Lily made a fish and marmalade sandwich for me the day before. I didn't have the heart to refuse, but I wasn't about to eat it. Oh, that stinks. He was going to have to earn the other half of this disgusting sandwich. I couldn't do anything about the sweater while Lily was still cuddling it. Oh, that stinks. I'd freed my sweater from Lily's clutches, but I was still out of reach. I'd freed my sweater from Lily's clutches, but I was still out of reach. Boot, check. Even with the stick, I couldn't reach that far. I couldn't leave. I wasn't even dressed yet. I couldn't leave. I wasn't even dressed yet. I should be able to get the trajectory right. He wasn't going to just let me take it, but maybe he'd be interested in a trade. Dougal was happily grazing on my sweater. Any more rolling and I'd see that sandwich again. I had to wait until his mouth was open. That was my cue to sneak out of there. I decided I'd cycle to the nearby town. Maybe I'd find someone willing to hire me. Maybe I'd find someone who knew where my dad had gone. But first, I had a few things to take care of. I think he relocated so he won't be responsible for waking Lily. You and me both, buddy. I think he relocated. You and me. Cooking utensils hung from the wall by the fire, for now at least. I'd recently made Lily a small wooden sword so she'd have something else to swing around. Cooking utensils. I'd recently made Lily a small. Lily's dress was hanging from the line. I didn't need to take it down for her. She developed her own technique for that. If I went back up there, I'd wake Lily, and I did not want to do that. I picked up the jug. I'd need water to make Lily's breakfast. The doors of the cupboard where we kept the dishes were tied closed. Pretty sure Lily chewed through them last time. The doors of the cupboard where we kept the dishes were tied closed. Pretty sure Lily chewed through them last time. Dad's compactable footstool seemed like a great idea. I wasn't sure why it hadn't taken off. Dad, where are you? I had to admit, some of Dad's inventions really were inspired. It looked like he had rifled through his belongings in a hurry. Either that, or Lily had been searching for clues. Didn't really stop to think where my dad got the mask or why he wanted it. I was pretty sure I could put it to good use though. Lily left Sir Fuzzlepuff here a while ago with strict instructions to report to her immediately if he saw her grandfather. It looked like he had rifled through his belongings in a hurry. That... The rotor blades at Dad's transmitter were visible from his bedroom window. Dad left his jacket behind. Sometimes his work would make him forget the little things, like wearing a jacket outside. Or eating. Dad made his own generator to power his workshop. As with his other inventions, he just refused to explain how it worked. It looked like there was something missing, but I hadn't figured out what. The notes indicated that the water could be topped up via the funnel. I presumed the machine wouldn't work without coolant. It looked like something important was supposed to go in the slot. The notes indicated that the water... I presumed the... It looked like something important was supposed to go in the slot. Shortly after resigning from his position at the hydroelectric power station, Dad set up a few light bulbs in his room. They were connected to a machine which appeared overly complex for the purpose of powering a few bulbs. I only ever saw the transmitter active on a few occasions. During those times, Dad would have kept the shed door locked tight. There was a solid block of wood next to the pump. I needed something to collect the... The pump handle had snapped, leaving only a small section of it protruding from the pump. It was going to take something heavy to force it down. The handle was broken, and the only tools I knew of were in the shed. There was a solid block of wood next. The receiver attached to the shed received something from the transmitter, which in turn rotated the wheels to move the belt along in order to... I had no idea. Sometimes I think Dad added contraptions to his contraptions just to throw me off. Dad converted the garden shed into his personal workshop when he decided he wanted to work for himself. He'd normally spend every waking hour in there, inventing, tinkering, but it had been days, and there was no sign of him. The door wasn't locked, but something was blocking on the other side. It looked like the pitchfork had fallen from its resting place. The lights in the shed only came on when Dad's generator was running. I hadn't figured out how it worked yet though. It wasn't your average generator. I couldn't see a thing, and the idea of walking around a room in the dark, where my father invented things, made me nervous. I couldn't see a thing. The pitchfork wasn't heavy enough by itself to make the handle budge. Yet another impressive feat of engineering. Well, well, well. I only ever saw the transmitter active on during those There, that should keep it cool. I had to admit, some of Dad's inventions really were inspired. I think he relocated so he won't be responsible for waking Lily. You and me both. Cooking utensils home. I'd recently made Lily. I don't think that would have helped. It was Dad's idea to put the memorial stone by the wall. It was Anya's favourite place to have a picnic. It was Dad's idea to put the memorial stone by the wall. It was Anya's favourite place to have a picnic. Taking into account Lily's willfulness, it was often easier to indulge her creativity than flat out ask her to do something. In this case, the gnome was a spy who informed me of when Lily wandered too far from the house. Strange light? Oh, it's a package from my father.
Arthur, this is the last of the small crystals. I hope this was worth giving up your job for. I'm still finding the whole notion difficult to believe. I'm tempted to make a trip to your home to see it with my own eyes. But the fact that you keep the generator in your bedroom is quite unsettling, to say the least. If what you say about the lesser crystals is true, then I fear what may happen when this company begins experimenting on the large one. It's still safe for now, but I don't think it'll be possible to smuggle it out of here without anyone noticing. Given the apparent results of your own experiments, it's possible they'll listen to your warning. However, it's more likely they'll see nothing other than the potential for profit. For now, I'll do my best to impede their research. Stay safe, my friend. Nina.
The strange crystal was obviously important to my father. I couldn't help but wonder if it had anything to do with him going missing. I decided to do a little snooping around. My trusty bicycle was my main method of transport and definitely didn't require any modifications, despite what my father said. My trusty and definitely... My father had notions of turning to farming when he left his job. He never could leave signs behind. My father had notions of turning to farming. He never could. My trusty bicycle and Now that I had a lead on my dad's whereabouts, I definitely couldn't leave. Let's see. It fits. Huh? It's glowing. The label on the right indicated the weight of the crystal. The label on the right indicated the weight. The whole wall was covered in writing. The whole wall was covered in writing. Dad had a habit of writing on whatever was nearest at the time. Apparently he found a way to make sure I didn't clean it. He must have wanted to remember that particular pattern, but what for? I had to admit, some of Dad's inventions really were inspired. I had to admit, some of Dad's inventions really were inspired. Whatever I did, it caused the machine in the back garden to power up. All this power from a crystal. The machine was receiving power from within the house. Sure enough, the lights and whatever other equipment Dad constructed were receiving power. I wasn't sure if I was getting any closer to figuring out what happened to him, but it was the best lead I had. There was a hand-drawn map on the wall with 2 locations marked: our house and the hydroelectric dam, where Dad used to work. There was a large machine in the middle of the shed, with what looked like sliding doors. Dad, you better not be stuck in there. There was a large machine. Dad. I'll find a way to blame it on the dog. The machine appeared to have opened by itself. There was a 50-50 chance that it was intended to respond to vibration, or that it was simply as reliable as the stepladder. It was one of the puzzle boxes my father often made for Lily. I wasn't sure why he hadn't given her this one, but I knew she'd be happy to have it. I don't think that would have helped. The machine appeared to be waiting for something. There was a small keyhole in the back, but like many of Dad's devices, its purpose was far from obvious. I don't think... I've had better ideas. There was a small... The machine appeared to be waiting for... Dad converted the garden shed. He'd normally spend every waking hour. It'd have been days. I wanted to give Lily the puzzle box I had found, but she was still asleep. Cooking utensils hung from the wall by the fire, for now at least. I wanted to give Lily the puzzle box I had found, but whenever possible I tried to avoid taking the blame for waking Lily. Dougal, I think it's your turn to wake Lily up. Lily was fearless, even with the way she got out of bed. Sorry you had to take the blame for that one, Dougal. I don't think that would have... I've had better ideas. Lily was already out of bed. Cooking utensils hung from the wall. I'd recently made... Like many things in this house... Lily, does when in doubt, dance it out mean anything to you? Right. How did that dance go again? The secret dance routine turned out to be the solution for the combination lock. Inside the box there was a small key where the tasty treat should have been. Lily wasn't quite awake yet. Looks about the right size. Hey! Ah!
So hungry. Need breakfast. Look, Dougal, everything's laid out already. I should just make it myself. It's porridge. What could go wrong? Water? Check. Water? Check. Big old bag of oats. Prepare to be eaten. Hey, wait a minute. It's empty! Okay, I can fix this. All I need is a fresh bag of oats, a new bowl, and then to place a pot over the fire. That breakfast wasn't going to prepare itself. Why didn't Grandad invent something like that? That breakfast wasn't going to prepare itself. Why didn't Grandad invent something like that? This is easy peasy. What was Dad worried about? Dougal was pretty smart, but he didn't know how to put together a breakfast. Dougal probably would have fetched the oats if I asked him, but I didn't trust him not to eat them. Ugh, Dad tied a knot around the handle again. He must be trying to keep you away from the bowls, Dougal. Dougal, attack that string! That breakfast wasn't going to prepare itself. Why didn't Grandad invent something like that? I've never adventured on an empty stomach. Hey, Dougal, I think someone's at the door, boy. Wait till Dad hears I did this all by myself. Hang on. Where is Dad?
Oh. For a moment, I wondered where I was. Then I noticed everything was different. I was different. But it was when I thought of Lily that it no longer mattered why. I couldn't let her think that she had lost someone else. Somebody had left their belongings on the floor of the strange room. After glancing over the items, I realized some of them belonged to my dad. So, this is where you went. Dad's pipe had been left behind, and in more pieces than the last time I saw it. No wonder, if his entrance was anything like mine was. Dad's pipe had... It was unusual to see Dad without his hat, and vice versa. Then again, it was noticeably warmer than home. I decided to take it with me. A glass jar had been left next to the other belongings, emitting a faint white light. Assuming unusual objects to be important seemed like a good rule of thumb, so I picked it up. Come on. Okay, let's figure this out. There was a pair of niche panels on one of the walls, each containing an empty spherical socket. There was a pair of niche panels. The door's release mechanism wouldn't function without power. As well as being a fire hazard, it was extremely inconvenient for me. Whatever the rightmost socket was supposed to do, it didn't seem to be able to do it while the lab was unpowered. The door's release mechanism wouldn't function without power. As well as being a fire hazard, it was extremely inconvenient for me. Placing the jar into the left socket had restored basic power to the lab. The lab had some power, but none of it was reaching the door release mechanism. I don't think that would have... Nah. I've had better ideas. There was a pair of niche... I don't think... Placing the jar into the left socket had restored basic power to the lab. There was just enough power to distribute to the door release. There was just... It took a large amount of power to get me here. Logic dictated that it would take something similar to get me home. I was going to have to venture outside to find it. And in the back of my mind, I hoped that I might find my father along the way.
Dad must have gone to town without telling us. Oh well, time to go to work.